Jamunatiravanachari Jaya Lada Madhava Kunjabehari Gopijana Vallabha Giribharadari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Giribharadari Yasodhanandana Brajajana Randana Yasodhanandana Brajajana Randana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So today we got a little rain, a little refresh. This is supposed to be the hottest time in the year. Tomorrow is Chandan Yatra, supposed to be really hot, but Indra is blessing us with the rain. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. So thank you very much for coming today, and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So before I start this service today of the Srimad-Bhagavatam, I'd like to request all the Vaishnavas who are senior to me. There are many senior Vaishnavas here in this assembly who are proper disciples, who has been a long time in this movement more than me. So please give me your blessing that I may speak some words which appeal to the devotee heart. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from first canto, 16th chapter, texts 32 and 33. On the board there is number 33, I believe. I read the sloka 32. Brahmādayo bahu-titham yad-apāṅga-mokṣa kāmās samacaran bhagavat-prapannāḥ sva-vāsam aravinda-vanaṁ vihāya yat-pāda-saubhagam alaṁ bhajate nuraktā. So we read now sloka 33, which is on the board. Tasyāham abja-kuliśāṅkuśa-ketu-ketaiḥ śrīmat-padair bhagavata samalaṅkṛta-aṅgī trinatyaroka upalabhya tato vibhutim lokan samam viyashriyat utsamayatim tad-ante tasyāham abja-kuliśāṅkuśa-ketu-ketaiḥ śrīmat-padair bhagavata samalaṅkṛta-aṅgī trinatyaro-ca upalabhya tato vibhutim lokan samam vyasrijadutsamayaitam tad-ante tasyāham abja-kuliśāṅkuśa-ketu-ketaiḥ śrīmat-padair bhagavata samalaṅkṛta-aṅgī trinatyaro-ca upalabhya tato vibhutim lokan samam vyasrijadutsamayaitam tad-ante I know it's a little difficult, but you can try, at least one or two. tasyāham abja-kuliśāṅkuśa-ketu-ketaiḥ tat-ante. Matajis, don't be afraid, you can try. Nobody's biting you. Okay, we go word by word translation. Brahmādayo, demigods such as Brahma, bahu-titham, for many days, Yat of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, yad-apāṅga-mokṣa, glance of grace, kana, being desirous of, tapaḥ, penances, samacaran, executing, bhagavat, into the personality of Godhead, prapannāḥ, surrendered, sa, she, the goddess of fortune, Sri, Lakshmi ji, sva-vāsam, her own abode, aravinda-vanam, the forest of lotus flowers, vihāya, leaving aside, yat, whose, pada, feet, saubhagam, all blissful, alaṁ, without hesitation, bhajate, worship, nuraktā, being attached, tasyāham, his, aham, myself, abja, lotus flower, kuliśā, thunderbolt, ankusha, rod for driving elephants, ketu, flag, ketaiḥ, impressions, śrīmat, the owner of all opulence, padair, but the sole of the feet, Bhagavatam, of the Personality of Godhead, samalaṅkṛta-aṅgī, one whose body is so decorated, Trin, 3. Ati, suspending. Arose, beautiful, decorated. Upalabhya, having obtained. Tataḥ, thereafter. Vibhutim, specific power. Lokan, planetary system. Saha, he. Mam, me. Vyashriyat, give up. Utsamayaitim, while feeling proud. Tad-ante, at the end. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of fortune, whose glance of grace was sought by demigods like Brahma, and for whom they surrender many a day unto the personality of Godhead, give up her own abode in the forest of the lotus flower, and engage herself in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. I was endowed with specific powers to supersede the fortune of all the three planetary systems by being decorated with the impressions of the flag, thunderbolt, elephant driving rod, and lotus flower, which are signs of the lotus feet of the Lord. But at the end, when I felt I was so fortunate, the Lord left me. Please repeat after me. Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of fortune, whose glance of grace was sought by demigods like Brahma, and for whom they surrender many a day into the personality of Godhead, give up her own abode in the forest of lotus flowers and engage herself in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. I was endowed with specific power to supersede the fortune of all the three planetary systems by being decorated with the impression of the flag, thunderbolt, elephant-driven rod, and lotus flowers, which are signs of the lotus feet of the Lord. But at the end, when I felt I was so fortunate, the Lord left me. So who is speaking? Who is speaking in this? Hello? Anybody? Who is speaking? Bhumi Devi, yes, correct. The earth, Mother Earth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The beauty and opulence of the world can be enhanced by the grace of the Lord and not by any man-made planning. When the Lord Sri Krishna was present on this earth, the impressions of the special sign of his lotus feet were stamped on dust, and as a result of this specific grace, the whole earth was made as perfect as possible. In other words, the river, the seas, the forests, the hill, and the mines, which are the supply agent for the necessity of man and animals, were fully discharging their respective duties. Therefore, the riches of the world surpass all the riches of all other planets in the three planetary system of the universe. One should therefore ask for the grace of the Lord always to be present on earth, so that way we be favored with the causeless mercy and be happy, having all necessity of life. One may ask how we can detain the Supreme Lord on this earth after his mission is fulfilled and he has left this earth
for his own abode? The answer is that there is no need to detain the Lord. The Lord, being omnipresent, can be present with us if we want him at all. By his omnipresence, he can always be with us if we are attached to his devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. There is nothing in the world with which the Lord is disconnected. This is a big t-shirt statement. The only thing we must learn is to excavate the source of connection and thus be linked with him by offenseless service. We can be connected with him by the transcendental sound representation of the Lord. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord himself are identical. And one who chants the holy name of the Lord in an offenseless manner can at once realize that the Lord is present before him. Even by the vibration of sound or radio sound, we can partially realize sound relativity. And by resounding the sound of transcendence, we can verily feel the presence of the Lord. In this age, when everything is polluted by the contamination of Kali, it is instructed in the scripture and preached by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can at once be free from contamination and gradually rise to the status of transcendence and go back to Godhead. Haribo! The offenseless chanter of the holy name of the Lord is as auspicious as the Lord himself. And the movement of the pure devotee of the Lord all over the world can at once change the troublesome face of the world. Only by the propagation of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord can we be immune from all effect of the age of Kali. Prabhupada is giving really condensed, beautiful Om Ajnana-tinandasya Gnanjana Shalakaya Chakshusum Nilidang Tasma Sri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-prastaya Bhutale śrīmate-bhaktivedanta Swami-niti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastattate Satarine Vanchakalpakarubhyascha Kripa-sindhubheva-cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhattavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this was a very beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada. He gives so much, so many things we can learn from this purport. Because Srila Prabhupada, for example, starting with the beauty of material nature. So of course we think, oh, this is Maya, is material. But because everything is emanating from the Lord, everything is so beautiful, and everything is so organized, and everything is so amazing. So even though the material world is material, but if we become Krishna consciousness, then we can live in a mystical, wonderful experience. Because we can connect everything which we see with Krishna. Of course, when we go to school, university, college, nobody is really recognizing who is in charge, who is the creator, who is the supreme artist behind all this beautiful thing we see every day. We take for granted everything. Oh, the flowers is coming. Oh, the coconut is growing. Oh, the rain is coming. Oh, beautiful sunshine. But who is beyond? Who is in the backside? Just like sometimes we see a drama and we see so many people acting and it's beautiful, but then there is a director
And at backstage, there's a lot of people who are organizing everything. I remember in 1985, I went and see one drama which was organized by a famous director called Ramaswamy. He's gone now, he's no more. But he had, even though this drama was in Tamil language and was about the Ramayana, and my friend told me, no problem, even if you don't understand the language, it's not an issue. You should come and see it. I said, okay, let's go and see. So this director had 7 stages built, one behind the other. And the actor will come and act one scene. And then they'll pull down one curtain. The other actor will come. And the second scene. And beyond, they'll keep on building this different scenery. And it was like a film, actually, you know. And it was amazing, you know, because he had so many props coming out. At one point, when Rama shot the arrow came in the crowd with the flames, and we were scared. You know, what's going on? He was such magnificent director. And I went and meet him after the end to congratulate him how wonderful he was. Just, even though I didn't understand Tamil, I could understand the Ramayana. But he was chastising very heavily the person who moves the curtains from one scene to another. It was 5-second delay. So it's giving a heavy sauce. And I said, hey, why are you angry, son? No, this guy was late. 5 seconds. It should be synchronized properly. He was a perfectionist. So my point is that we don't see the director, we don't see all the people in the back who are assisting the actor in the front. We don't see the camera when we see the film. We don't see anything. We only see 5% of what we can see in the material world. But those people who have knowledge can understand behind this there is a powerful, supreme director, and that is Krishna. Now there is a new serial, it's called, by which Barack Obama, who was the ex-president of the United States, is making a serial about our wonderful national park of the world. So they're shooting this beautiful, different Alaska, different part of the world, Africa, and he's the narrator. He's a good narrator. And they show this beautiful place, nice, beautiful photography, different animal, different insect, but they never mention God. But how is possible? This material nature is so beautiful. But who is the one who has created this? Oh, no, it happened by chance. There was an explosion and then boom, everything came to being. It doesn't make sense. It leaves us completely in a puzzle situation to think, am I stupid or they're stupid? When I meet the devotee, I realize they are stupid. Because what I was thinking in my head is that there is God, and there is the Creator, and He's an amazing personality. And by observing material nature, we can understand the beauty of the Lord. One Acharya said that if we compress all the beauty of the ocean, all the beauty of the river, all the beauty of the forest, all the beautiful sky and sunset and sun, and we put that in one form, that form is Krishna. So this is just a spark of His unlimited potency, a spark. Like sometimes we think Mr. Tata purchased now Air India. But Mr. Tata has so many companies. From small bag of 1 rupee, soap, to Jaguar car. He purchased the Jaguar company. Now he purchased the Tata company. He's manufacturing cars. How is this one person able to manage everything? It's bewildering.
But if one person in the material world is able to run so many business, he is an empire, and he is very humble in his life, and he's managing everything wonderfully, what about Krishna, the Supreme Lord? By his potency, by his desire. If tomorrow morning Mr. Tata say, okay, let's buy this company. He call his general manager, say, I want to buy this company. Go and make a deal. Buy. Done. The report will come to him, cost so much, this is how much profit we're going to make. And it's done. So Krishna, by his desire, is creating this material world, which is a prison house. Don't mistake me. I'm not saying love this material world. Yes, we love this material world for we love Krishna. But this is a prison house. And the prison house is so beautiful. It's so wonderful. So, by observing the material nature, the Acharyas say, by observing our own body, we can understand Krishna. But in order to do that, we have to come in contact with devotees. We have to come in contact with the parampara. We have to get the blessing of Krishna and the blessing of Vaishnavas. In Chaitanya Charitamrita is mentioned, Brahmanda Brahmite Kondo Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prashadapai Bhatilata Bij. Who is that? From millions and millions of living entities traveling in different universe, in different planet, in different species, in different form, 8,400,000 only in this planet. Who is that fortunate soul who will receive the seed of bhakti planted in his heart by the mercy of Guru and Krishna? That person is fortunate. So we are all very fortunate. And we want to make the whole planet fortunate. That's why the mission of Sri Chaitanya, the mission of the Acharya, the mission of Srila Prabhupada is to go and teach, to reconnect people. This is called yoga. Yoga means connection. We want to link people to whom? To the impersonal Brahman. Who is God? There's somebody in the sky. Somebody in the sky. You cannot see him? No, you cannot see him. But can we feel him? Yes, we can feel him. Prabhupada explained this in this purpose. You can feel the presence of the Lord if you chant purely. Can we see the wave of the radio? Can we see them? But when we switch on the radio, Srila Prabhupada mentioned the radio in this purpose. When we switch on the radio, there are so many radio stations by which we can hear the sound vibration. Okay, for your information, we are making a new radio station in Mayapur. It's called Radio Mayapur. This will be linked with an app which you can find next month on Mayapur TV. We are broadcasting 24-hour bhajan, kirtan, lecture, and all devotional music for your pleasure and the pleasure of all the devotees. His Grace Nityananda Ram is kindly assisting me in my house. We're making a small studio by which we can broadcast in FM, not in FM, but in internet, this transcendental sound vibration. I told him, hey, look, we are not competition. There is no radio in the world. Before there was Radio Krishna Centrale many, many years ago in Rome, in Italy, in Florence. But now, whatever radio you put is a material sound vibration. Oh yeah, I love you so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, we can link that everybody loves somebody. Do you need somebody to love? Yeah. Yeah, we all need somebody to love, but it's not a girl, it's not a boy. We need to love Krishna. So devotee, we can transform any song and connect it with Krishna. But the idea is that you can turn on your Mayapur radio and you can be connected in hearing. We will do broadcasting of bhajan, kirtan, lecture, Srila Prabhupada,
And we will do podcasting. There are many wonderful devotees in Mayapur, so we will interview you and say, okay, Prabhuji, tell us how you came in contact with devotees. What changed your life? Which is very interesting to know, isn't it? So we are offering the service by the blessing of the Vaishnava, by the blessing of Krishna. I was meditating on this for a long time. If you remember, many, many years ago, my brother was a radio station in Rome. It's called Radio Dimensione Suono. He gifted me one broadcasting unit, FM, with the antenna, and I put it on my roof, and I was trying to, but it's very difficult in India to get a license. You have to pay a lot of money. But now, with the advent of internet, we can do it. And so we'll be able to connect all the devotees to Mayapur, all over the world. So that's for your information. I'm not trying to make publicity or anything, but so we're always trying to think how we can connect people to Krishna consciousness, and we thought a radio app is the best way, because it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can download an app and you can put it on and you can listen. And sometimes there will be Kirtan Mela, we can broadcast directly. We can do a lot of nice things. So radio, we don't see the radio, we don't see the wave, but when we put on the radio, when we put on the phone, we can hear the music. Similarly, by purely chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can actually connect ourselves with Krishna. If we really want, Prabhupada said, if you really want that Krishna is with you, now the question is desire. Do I want to be with Krishna? Most of the people, they are in illusion. They think, I'm very happy here. I have my house, I have my job. I'm struggling, but better than the other guy who's living in the street without money, better than that guy who makes only a few thousand rupees. There's always somebody better, somebody worse. So people in illusion think, this is it. I'm situated. But no. Dukkalayam asasvatam, this material world is temporary. No one can escape. Jamma mitya jaravyadi, birth, death, old age, and disease. No one can escape. Yeah? When we are young, we think, when will I become 14, I can drive a scooter, 14 years old. When I become 18, I can drive a car. When I'll go to this, one after another, and then, but there was no real happiness. We are trying to catch the carrots like the donkey. Trying to catch it. Almost there. But always eluded us. So, thank to Krishna and the Vaishnava's blessing, we are here in association of the devotees. By their association, we can perfect our life in this time which is allotted to us. Srila Prabhupada twice mentioned we have to purely chant the holy name of the Lord. Now, this is not easy, but it's not difficult also, because the Lord responds to our desire. Whatever we intensely desire, the Lord will provide us. That's the beauty. Even the material world, you can see people are struggling so hard for some material things, and they get it, and they do it. Why? Because Krishna is a supplier. Okay, you want to get stuck in this material world, you want to make a new car, okay, you want to make a rocket go into Mars. Okay, you can do that. But then what? You're still stuck in the material world. You're still going to become old. And all your $1 million, the bank will take it, or somebody will take it. You're not going to take it with you. So, how fortunate we are. We are very, very, very fortunate. And we want to make the whole planet fortunate. How? By chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I want to just inform you also that tomorrow is a very auspicious day. It's Akshaya Tritiya. So is tomorrow? Yes. So Akshaya Tritiya has some significance. It's a very auspicious day tomorrow. Chandan Yatra starts. It's the day that Brahma starts the creation of this material world. And the Holy Ganges comes into this material world in the same day, in Akshaya Tritiya. Also, Sudama went and visited Krishna in Dwarka. And Krishna is telling, you have something in your devotee here, I can see. What is that? Give it to me. And Krishna ate that flat rice. And what happened to Sudama? When he went back, he said, maybe I went the wrong road. My house was here, but now there's a big palace. And all the people came and catch him. Who are you? What happened to your dress? Who gave you this necklace? Who gave you this? He said, Krishna. Yeah, beautiful story to meditate. And also Draupadi, yes, in Akshaya Patra. You remember the story? Durvasa Muni came with how many hundreds of disciples? 600, 400? I don't remember. So many disciples that came. And they say, oh, we are going to take lunch with you today. And then the Pandavas say, okay, go and take a bath and come back. They went and take a bath. But what happened, this Akshaya Patra, this pot, which Draupadi has a mystic potency, that any amount of food will come out. It doesn't matter how much. But when she eat, she's the last one to eat. When she eat and honor prasadam, that pot will stop giving for the day. So then they're stuck. They're thinking, what is this? They could have come 1 hour before. They could have come sometime before Draupadi eat. But they came right after Draupadi eat. Now, how are we going to feed? There's so many hundreds of devotees. And Durvasa is very angry. And if he become angry, he'll curse us. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna appeared. He said, what's the problem? This is happening. Durvasa came with so many hundreds of disciples, we're supposed to feed them. And how are we going to feed? Because Draupadi already ate. Say, bring me that pot, that Akshaya Patra. Bring it to me, I want to see it. And Krishna is really looking everywhere. But then in the edge of the leaf, he looks, there is a little bit of spinach. One small little leaf. Krishna took that and put it in his mouth. He ate it. Don't worry, there's no problem. You say, what do you mean there is no problem? You will see. So these people that were in the Ganges chanting Gayatri, they all felt like their stomach. Gurudev, I don't feel like eating today. I think today is a good day for fasting. And everybody was, what? Everybody was full. They couldn't eat anything. And Durvasa said, you know what, better we don't go there, because if we go there and we cannot eat, this is very insulting. It's like somebody call you for prasadam, and you go there and you say, no, I already eat in my house. We told you to take prasadam, why you already eat in your house? This is not proper manner. When you go and invite it in some devotee's house, you should take prasadam to your full satisfaction. So then they never came back. So Krishna saved them. So like that, there are many, many, many wonderful experiences in this Krishna consciousness. And so we simply had to chant, we had to dance, we had to take some prasadam, we had to be in association of the devotee. And only by the propagation of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord can we be immune from the effects of the age of Kali. So nowadays with COVID, everybody's taking immunization, yeah? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever it is. We're trying to immune ourselves from disease, but if we chant purely, Krishna is making one kind of bubble around the devotee to protect him from all kind of illusion.
so that he will be always connected with the Supreme Lord. So please try to chant purely the only name of the Lord so we can experience the presence of the Lord. The Lord in our heart will make us feel connected with Him, because He's the only one. He's the only friend. Bhuttarang yagyapasyam sarvalokamaheshwaram. He's the owner of everything. Suridam. He's the friend. He's our real friend. He really loves us. He really wants us to go back home, back to Godhead. But we have to desire it. So the process of bhakti is how to change our material desire from material to spiritual. So that is the mystical experience of Krishna consciousness, and that is the wonderful process which works. All the other processes in this Kali Yuga don't work. No austerities, no jagya, no mantra, no tantra, nothing. Kalerdo sanidera jannasti eko mahaguna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha paramrajet kalo tad arikirtanat. Many sages, many great stalwart devotees, from Brahma to Narada Muni, through all the great acharya, they are telling us again and again, just chant Hare Krishna. We are not qualified to do anything in this material world, in this Kali Yuga. But the only great opportunity is that we sincerely chant the holy name of the Lord. Purely. Purely means we have no other material desire. Krishna, we have to have that intrinsic faith in our heart that whatever I need, Krishna will give me. Somehow, He will give it to me, whatever I need. And if I don't need, Krishna will not give me. Krishna will not let me die hungry, will not let me go without sleeping in some shelter. He will provide to the devotees whatever they need, because Krishna loves us. So that faith, that much faith we'll have to have. And I'm sure that all of you have gone through some experience in your life where you have experienced the presence of the Lord. So this chanting should be promoted by us as the most important things in our life. Because by this chanting, the quality of the chanting will establish our connection with Krishna, and will establish our happiness in our heart, and then everything else is secondary. So I like to stop here, because we have 10 minutes more for question and answer, and I like to thank all of you for listening very attentively. If you have any question or comment or advice, this is the time you can bless me. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Gaura Premanande. I don't see any microphone here but there is? There is? So any question?
The verse and purport talk about how, because of Krishna's presence, His footprints and the earth, then everything was in abundance. So we don't often hear about that in terms of our own practice. We may be abundantly blissful if we chant purely, but there's one. I'm thinking I'm remembering this correctly. About 4 months ago, I was teaching Nectar of Devotion online to a group of devotees in Indonesia. And they told this story. There was a very, very severe drought that just, the crops weren't growing, there was a famine. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was visiting. And I think he, in a public way, and even maybe that he just by simply going out on Sankirtan, the rain will come. And devotees would tell him, don't say this, Maharaj, if it doesn't work, But anyway, he was determined, and he went out with a group of devotees, and they did this like intense Maha-Harinam, and it rained.
It works.
But usually we don't think in these terms. It's something that, I'll get free of my anarthas, and things in my life will work. But there's potential of actually, this is something that Prabhupada with Daivivan Ashram, he said if we do this, then all of these issues, that take place, we'll get empowerment from Krishna, so that there will be plenty, a world of abundance, and with Krishna consciousness, this type of thing takes place. I mean, Kali Yuga, the suffering's intensified tremendously. You quoting Dukkalayam Shashvatam, but if we look at there's a series of verses from 11.5.32, which is the prediction of Lord Chaitanya's advent. Krishna Varnam Tosha Krishnam Sango Pangashta Parshadam Jagnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasa. In this age of Kali, intelligent persons worship the incarnation of Krishna, who's not blackish, and he's accompanied by his weapons, his associates, and like that. But then going up through text 38 in that 5th chapter of the 11th canto, there's descriptions of how the suffering is so intense in Kali Yuga that people are forced to take shelter of the holy name. I think that's why we have so many Russian devotees, because they went through so much hell, with the government there. It's still going on. And when they, when they take up the process, they make more advancement than any of the other ages. The Yuga Dharmas for other ages don't even compare with that. And the sages of Satyuga worship Kali Yuga because the Yuga Dharma is so powerful that it elevates them to the highest levels of Krishna consciousness. So in one sense, with the departure of Krishna, also the abundance of the world started dissipating. And there's an inference that it will come back if we're Krishna conscious. But on the other hand, it's kind of a blessing, like the pandemic. So many people took shelter. I met one devotee from Siliguri. He was in the world travel business. And when he couldn't travel anymore, his business crashed, and he started practicing Krishna consciousness. He's becoming a leader. There was Atul Krishna just taught a course, Teacher Training Course 1, Teacher Training Course 2, and Bhakti Shastri Teacher Training Course, all combined for the East India leaders, and he came for that. I just met him, and so there's real scope with the suffering of Kali Yuga for things to increase, but then there's also this whole platform in a Krishna conscious community where there can be abundance, and everything's like taken care of by the Lord. Anyway.
Thank you so much.
Sorry
It was very
for
valid
so
point,
much.
very good. In fact, I forgot to mention what Prabhupada mentioned in the end of the purport, that by the devotee traveling around the world, who are chanting purely, they influence everything. Sometimes by the presence of one pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada came into this planet, by his influence, millions of souls. And Prabhupada saying in the Bhagavatam at one point that in the future, this Hare Krishna movement will be known to have been saved this planet. So, by the chanting, Golo Kera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan, if we keep on going in Harinam all over the world, then people's mind will change. People, they're not just suffering because of material condition. They're suffering because of their mind, because of lust,
greed, anxiety. These are all suffering, not the people that have no money. It's not that there is no resources enough in this material world. Srila Prabhupada said there is 14 times more food which we can provide to the whole planet. 14 times. But because the whole planet is being managed by demons, then when there is surplus, they don't lower the price. I know in Sicily they're throwing the oranges in the ocean because they don't want the price to come down. They're destroying tomatoes. They're destroying milk. Why? Because of greed. They only want to make money. I'm fully 100% convinced that we have technology today in this planet by which we don't have to use nuclear weapons, nuclear resources. We don't have to use petrol. We don't have to use coal. We don't need to use diesel to run everything. The technology is there, but they don't put it in circulation because all the people who are making money, who are extracting petrol in Saudi Arabia from the desert, they're not doing anything. You go and see, I was in Dubai, there are machines pumping crude oil from the desert. All this money, goes to them? It's just because exploitation. If the human society can evolve to become human, not exploiter of this material nature, we can live in harmony. This planet can become Vaikuntha. But Siddhanta said there is no shortage of anything. There's only shortage of Krishna consciousness. So that's why our mission is very important, to preach Krishna consciousness. Even if in our life we can change one person, Krishna will be so happy. And that person can change so many hundred people, and those 100 people can change 100 million of people. So at one point, the leader of the world will stop and say, hey, why we're fighting each other? This is my country, this is your country. This, like children, we see them. Oh, I want that toy. No, I want that toy. And they fight and they cry. Then the toy is smashed. Nobody wants it anymore. What is going on? We are becoming like children. This is my country. This is your country. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to throw the nuclear bomb. We just need one crazy guy who throw one nuclear bomb. Now there are thousands of nuclear bombs. They can destroy this whole planet. They can. So that's why it's very important to preach Krishna consciousness, so that we can change the mind, the vision, the goals, the understanding of this world. Otherwise, there's no chance. Everybody has to suffer. Thank you for your point. It's very important. Not working anymore? You can take this one. No, it's working, it's working. Just keep it straight in front.
Just a quick point. Early on in the movement, let's see, probably in the early 80s, I used to distribute books. And there was a magazine called Vegetarian Times. It was read by vegetarians in America. And they attributed the very rapid spreading of vegetarianism in America to the Hare Krishna movement. Even though we had Sunday feasts in a few restaurants, but it had a huge impact on America. And so that's just one example. Very early in the movement, you know, and it was quite small, maybe until like 5 years before. You know, they posted this in their magazine.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other question? Yes, Prabhu.
You mentioned Mother Bhumi, you mentioned pollution, and you mentioned demons. So it made me wonder about where do we stand with with the pollution issue. Like the demons, they don't seem to be at all concerned.
Well, actually they're
keep on saying about the pollution, they keep on saying about the global warming, they're trying this electric car, electric scooter, this, that. But actually, even Elon Musk say, yeah, we can take 200 acres and make a solar panel. We don't need any nuclear things. But why all these things are going wrong is because of greed. People are managing this planet. They want to make their own profit. They are put in position by which they want to make profit. They don't care about their future. They don't care about their children, their grandchildren. They don't care anything. They just want to make profit. They are, unfortunately, very greedy people. Otherwise, we have solution for everything. But because of these greedy people that are in charge, and they are demons, they don't care. They're trying the name, yeah, okay, now you have to pay more because if you want a special car which is not committing any fumes, then you have to pay more. So the thing is that always paying. So in some other words, the exploitation goes on. So unless the leader of society becomes Krishna consciousness, we have to go and preach and we have to show that yes, we can take a piece of land, 2 acres and a cow, and we can live a very happy life. I have a small piece of land. I have 2 mango trees and 2 guava trees and few banana trees and 2 coconut trees, and there is so much growing that I cannot possibly eat everything myself. I have to distribute. I bring it to the temple, I give to the devotees, and it's a small piece of land. So I realize that Krishna is giving us more than what we need. But the distribution is not there. Why? Because now you have to go to the supermarket and buy your things. Of course, in India it's still different. You can go Bhaman-Pugur, the farmer come and sell their potato and tomatoes. But because of greed, everything is being compromised. Any other question? Okay, it's 9 o'clock, we finish here. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Jai Gaur Premanande.